Alright guys, welcome back to Predominance Raids. It's Raiden here, bringing you guys a special recap, and this was the one that we'd been talking about. This is the one that I'd kind of hinted at before, but as you can see, actually had an opportunity to set up an arranged war with OneHive Invicta. We actually know some guys, some co-leaders over at OneHive Invicta. Predominance was actually featured in one of their videos. I think it was their Hog Rider series where they'd featured some, pretty good fair play clans that we were in. And so we had been, talking to them over the last few weeks trying to set up some arranged war, and we finally got it. And, obviously a defeat and a pretty lopsided one. We'll get into the specifics in a second. But before I do, I just want to go ahead and put a few different thanks out there. Thank you, first of all, to John and Skip, which are guys in Predominance, two co-leaders, just for doing all the work. They did all the prep work for getting the war weights and for tweaking the roster, for constantly going back and coordinating with the guys in Invicta. Thank you to all the guys over at OneHive Invicta. This was an unbelievable opportunity for us, not only to get our name out there, but to test our skills against one of the better fair play clans that are out there. You guys brought it. You guys taught us so much from this war in defeat, and definitely has been the most valuable learning experience that we've had up until this point. So thank you everyone over at OneHive Invicta. Also just want to thank all the guys that came over from the IFA. So for those that don't know, Predominance is actually in a Fair Play Clan Alliance, which is the IFA, which is the International Fair Play Alliance. And to make the roster work and to get the necessary weights, we had to pull, I think, 6 or 7 guys from the Alliance. And although I don't know specifically where everybody came from, I do know we had guys from Heroic Giants and Learn to Clash and Warzone. So thank you guys so much. We loved having you, and hopefully we can do it again sometime in the future. But going into the war, it was a 25 v 25. Each clan had 1 Town Hall 11, 3 Town Hall 10s, and then 21 Town Hall 9s or 8.5s. And the war that we had before this was actually the one that we had against Storm Factory, which was an unbelievable fair play war clan as well. And I was really encouraged going into the Invicta War because of how well our Town Hall 9s had performed in that war against Storm Factory. I really thought we were going to have a chance here, and it turns out that I have to say, kudos to the guys at OneHive Invicta. They had by far the best Town Hall 9 layouts that I've ever seen. We'll get into some of them as we go through it, but a lot of their Town Hall 9s were almost anti-Archer Queen walk or charge, just the way that they were laid out. And they had a few different common themes. Almost all their Town Hall 9 bases had 1 double giant bomb set with 2 singles, which we weren't necessarily prepared for. Some of them actually had 4 singles, which we definitely weren't prepared for. And then almost all of them had Tesla farms, which we didn't adapt to quick enough. And some of them had 1 grounded expo and 1 expo on air and ground, and that was kind of unusual. Normally when you see that, you can exploit it by doing some type of air attack. But on the bases that they had 1 air and 1 ground, the air defense layout was so well positioned that it was almost impossible to get to air defenses to really exploit it. So we'll go through, we'll look at some of the attacks. It was rough. We, really had a difficult time, like I said, on their Town Hall 9s. And, really quick, I'll just go through. So we, 2-starred their 1. Actually, their number 2 was 2-starred by one of our Town Hall 9s. They did have on 2 and 3, they were both anti-3-star Town Hall 10 layouts, and so we tried to exploit that by having a Town Hall 9 come up to free up a Town Hall 10 attack on 2, and then we just, for whatever reason, couldn't get it done on 3. Neither side had any Town Hall 10 or up triples, but let's see, 5, which was their top Town Hall 9, got a bit unlucky. I had a 99%, and then we had an 89%, which was a high 2-star. We had another, let's see, on 17, we had another 99%. So, if 2 of those go our way, it's a little bit closer, 66 to 71. But, so again, going all the way through, we left quite a few Town Hall 9s not 3-starred. And again, just a credit to their base designs. Uh, so some of our attacks were already featured on Grim 711's channel, so I don't want to go through and replicate too many of those attacks. I will post a link in the description for his video and his YouTube channel. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do and subscribe. He's got awesome content. The guy is hilarious. But let's go through and look at some of the ones that we had. So get a look at Lady Lab from In the Light, who came over. Thanks, Lady Lab, for partaking in the scrimmage, taking on their number 8. And this was an Archer Queen charge with a Laloon. So really good attack. You can see both heroes up top in that compartment. A little bit of a pause in the beginning. Lady Lab doing a nice job there scouting the base. But you've got kind of 4 ADs on the bottom. Both heroes up top. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So the Archer Queen comes down there. Healers behind. And it was 5 healers, and it's because of what he wants to get that he needs the 5 healers. He wants to get both heroes. He wants to get 1 AD as well as the Clan Castle and the Expo. The one thing I will say about Invicta's base is a lot of even their lower level guys had 30 heroes, so they definitely had us on hero level. Not an excuse, but definitely made things interesting. So Barbarian King steps out, Archer Queen engages, drops the first rage there. And then as soon as the Archer Queen gets through the Barbarian King, his enemy Archer Queen is going to step up, start engaging, quickly takes care of that. So good rage spell there because it gives you both heroes without having to pop the ability. A lot of Clan Castles had P.E.K.K.A.s in them, which isn't a problem. As long as you hold the ability, you just pop it for the P.E.K.K.A. It's not a problem. So Archer Queen phases the ability, gets through the P.E.K.K.A. And she's going to work her way down here to the bottom left-hand side. Good job there, waiting until that Archer Tower right here was distracted before dropping the wall breakers, but drops the wall breakers, so Archer Queen is going to funnel inside here. What I really liked about this attack is the plan that Lady Lab had for the Barbarian King, which you'll see in a second. So Archer Queen's going to step up in the pocket here, take out the Archer Tower, air defense, but the Barbarian King comes down here. This was a fresh attack, so Lady Lab didn't know, what was going on, where the traps or Teslas were, but actually just opens up with wall breakers down here, the second compartment, just for the Barbarian King. So no Golem. Barbarian King's job is actually just to get this, basically the second air defense. Ends up being a Tesla farm there, but with the ability, because he popped it so early, and the Queen is able to get through that and get that second AD. So 2 ADs down, both heroes. Also going to get the Sweeper and quite a few point defense. And then just starts in with the Laloon portion down here at 6 o'clock. So first Lava Hound comes in. Targeted loons and a haste spell to get them into the action. Second Lava Hound comes in. So a really good loon deployment. Both heroes, you can see, are still up. And then as those loons get through that third air defense and work towards the fourth, he deploys the third Lava Hound. The Queen there doing a great job actually tanking that Expo and just has plenty of balloons left. Just really did a great job running through that base. And Lady Lab had a 6-star war for us, so awesome job, man. You really tried to give us a chance there. Hit 2 of their top, I think 3 Town Hall 9s. So excellent attack. You know it went well when one of your Lava Hounds didn't even explode on a max defense Town Hall 9. So awesome job. All right, we're gonna drop down 1 to look at Adrian, take on number 9 for a 3-star. And this was a cleanup attack. Stu, who is Slaughter, attacked this base and almost had it. Adrian looked at it, just made a few tweaks. But the goal here was to basically come in just with a kill squad at the bottom and try and pick up those 2 air defenses. So Golem goes down. And it's just a CB, it's just a cold-blooded attack. So just the 1 Golem, and the reason why is if you look, and I'll pause it really quick, the reason you can afford for only 1 Golem is he doesn't have to encounter the heroes, right? The heroes are over here, and then there's only really 3 point defense that he has to worry about. There's an Expo that'll just be in range for part of it, and then 2 cannons, which aren't even going to be involved in the beginning portion of the attack. So because of that, he only needs to use the 1 Golem, and it's just, again, good scouting on the base there. So comes in, uses the test wall breaker, Does a good job waiting until the wizard tower is down to release the other wall breakers because he doesn't want that accidental splash damage. Lava Hound comes out. Golem's going to reroute inside. And does a nice job there delaying the Barbarian King. So the Golem is out in front taking the damage. As he's doing that, does a Zap Quake here on the top air defense. So that's going to only leave one air defense over here at 9 o'clock if he's able to get these bottom two with his kill squad. And already starts in with his dragons over here at 3 o'clock. When you're doing a Zap Quake attack with dragons, you don't have to take out the Archer Queen in the beginning of the attack, because when you swarm her with dragons, again, she just goes out in one shot. But you do want to start your dragons on the side closest to the Archer Queen typically. If you wait and deploy the dragons opposite the Archer Queen and you don't take care of her with a kill squad, odds are that your dragons are going to fizzle out by the time they reach her. So you want to make sure you start over there. And if you look there, it looks like he has a Lava Hound in the clan castle and then 8 balloons. So the Archer Queen is actually still up, his dragons are still up, and they're moving through the base. The reason that he started the dragons early was because even though the air defenses weren't down yet, they weren't going to be a risk to his dragons because of how slow they moved and where he was deploying them. And again, even with the extra 30 seconds, he wanted to make sure that, because dragons do have a tendency to get through the map a little bit slower, that he had enough time. So it comes in with some targeted loons up at the top. And I'm sorry, guys, I said Stu hit this base. It was actually Nick who hit this base, and I think had a 93 or 94%. It was very close. So some air skeletons pop, not a problem. The dragon's going to just take one shot. And if you look here, he's still got 4 dragons up, still has 4 balloons left in the bag and a rage spell. It's important too, and then here we go, the Lava Hound comes down just as the dragons are going to reach that last and final air defense, and it's going to tank for everything. So it did explode really quick, but it did its job. It soaked up 2 air mines, as well as took a few shots from the air defense and the Expo. And the big thing there is just preventing the dragons from running into those 2 seeking air mines, which would do a lot of damage. So really good cleanup attack there by Adrian. All right, guys, so let's take a look at a few more here. Okay, let's see. Let's look at Tim's attack on 14. Who brought out a Archer Queen walk Govaho. So just creating the free part of the funnel over there, as he wants his Archer Queen, drops her at 3 o'clock, and he wants her to push down towards the bottom here. So no air defense coverage there at 3, so the minions are able to pick off all those free buildings. And if you look here, just ton of value for where the Archer Queen's going to go. Now, this was a cleanup attack. He knew there was a Lava Hound in the clan castle, so he's just going to keep the Archer Queen away from her. But as he pulls her down here towards 6 o'clock, she's just going to take out this entire row of point defense, a wizard tower. He's got more point defense down here. He's got an Expo. So just a ton of DPS down there, and his Archer Queen is going to take care of all of it. Now, OneHive did a good job. They definitely, on almost all their bases, had the traps, the giant bombs, the spring traps on the opposite side of the Archer Queen. But Tim had a plan. He's actually going to come in, get the Archer Queen just with a kill squad and his Valks. Alright, so one golem goes down over here at 9 o'clock, and he's just creating that funnel with wizards, and the second golem comes down. And again, Archer Queen just getting a ton of value from this walk over here. She's already taken out like 4 or 5 defenses. Okay, drops a jump spell down there, and the jump spell is just going to get him into basically that enemy Archer Queen, as well as some high value defenses, which is an Expo and some splash damage. Drops the heal down just because of the centralized DPS in that Archer Queen compartment. Does drop 1 hog down to try and get a 1-for-1 trade, and you can see that's where the Tesla farm was as well. And he's got 2 heals for his hogs, so the hogs came in over from about 130, drops the first heal down as they're going to engage the Teslas. And I think the goal here was to actually have the Barbarian King and the Golems pull the clan castle, so maybe he delayed those a little bit too late because it did go down towards the Archer Queen. But, his Archer Queen was still at full health, so it's not a problem. He has the poison. And then the hogs get that second heal spell in the core where there was a single bomb. Golem's doing a nice job of tanking. He still had some Valks up to take out those few final defenses. So we'll go ahead and speed it up here as it's just cleanup time. But just a really good example there of how to take on some of these anti-3 bases where the Archer Queen is separated on one side of the map and then a lot of DPS and a lot of the traps are on the other. You know, if you have a level 20 or above Archer Queen, a lot of times you can have her take care of the double giant bomb threats and the high DPS areas, and then send in a smaller kill squad just to get the Archer Queen. But nice job, Tim. All right, let's go ahead. Take a look at Cyrus here on number 18. Another Govaho. So just a shattered. Golems come down there over at about 8 o'clock. Wizards to create the funnel, so pretty standard stuff. Looks like kind of a little bit of a wall breaker malfunction, but did bring an extra one, so it gets that wall opened up. Valks come in, Barbarian King comes in, drops a nice jump spell down and a rage. So he wants to get into that Archer Queen. Another Clan Castle P.E.K.K.A comes out, is going to be no problem for Wizards and an Archer Queen in rage. And you can see here only about 1:20 left on the attack, so it was a really, really quick attack. Just pushed in from the right side and comes in now with his hogs, kind of a surgical deployment. Needs to be a little bit careful up at the top there, kind of a dangerous area with an X-bow and then, you know, a lot of splash damage. First heal, you know, maybe a little bit off, maybe a little bit too much leading the hogs because there's only about one hog in there for a second, but they do jump into it and get a little bit of the benefit of it. And then obviously he's going to save that second heal down for about 6 o'clock where the rest of that DPS is and where there's potentially another bomb, but the Archer Queen is still up. This was probably one of their more kind of traditional base designs. Not the trickiest one in the world that they had, but definitely a really good job there by Cyrus moving up 5 spots to go ahead and take out that base. Honestly made it look very easy, so nice job, AJ. Okay, so that's all the ones that we're going to look at for right now, guys. Again, I said I'm going to link Grimm's video where you can take a look at some other ones, and then we may have some other attacks that are featured in a showcase video coming up. But, you know, even though we lost, again, it was an awesome opportunity for us to test ourselves against quite literally some of the best bases that you'll ever see at Town Hall 9. I think overall we did a good job. We could have executed our plan a little bit better, but if we ever have this opportunity again in the future, we'll be more prepared. You know, it's tough when it's your first arranged war and it's a war of this caliber, but again, thank you to everybody at OneHive Invicta, to everybody at Predominance. Guys, keep your heads up. We're going to take so much out of this and improve, and again, just, you know, really awesome opportunity for us. So I was excited about it. You know, we were bummed right after, obviously, with the result, but I think, you know, now looking back on it, there's definitely a lot of positive to take out of it. So you know, stay tuned, guys, for some more videos coming up. There may actually be some videos from this war that you'll see in some future videos. But Raiden signing out. I'll see you guys next time.